My name is Christina Nanos, and I would like to welcome you to our school and grade 4 classroom. I would like to share a few words with you all about my practice and goals for the upcoming year. I'm devoted to giving your child the opportunity to achieve excellence in the classroom and in today's society. My classroom will promote high levels of academic performance by focusing on core subjects such as literacy and mathematics. Students will have the opportunity to learn through several models of instruction to ensure personal achievement and growth. My classroom will provide students with valuable skills such as responsibility, balance, and respect. The skills will be modeled in the classroom through rules and an environment with constant enthusiasm for learning. To achieve excellence, I will promote good citizenship through the goals stated earlier. High levels of academic performance and skills, such as respect, will give students the stepping stones to a well-balanced life. My classroom will present the tools to living a fulfilled life with the ability to earn a living, collaborate with peers, contribute to society, and ultimately support our world's future generation. All students should and will achieve excellence through my classroom. Let's begin. Throughout this presentation, I will refer to the Ontario Ministry of Education Goals for Education. These goals guide my practice to ensure your child receives the best education. Number 1, achieving excellence. Number 2, ensuring equity. Number 3, promoting well-being. And number 4, enhancing public confidence in the education system. Today's presentation will examine 3 specific categories for articulation. I will be discussing classroom management and progressive discipline, planning, delivery, assessment, and evaluation, as well as safety, inclusion, and equity. Classroom management. My practice has been molded by Ontario's education legislation, specifically PPM 145, Progressive Discipline and Promoting Positive Student Behavior. Our grade 4 classroom promotes positive student behavior, ensuring a safe, inclusive, and accepting environment for all. Not only does our classroom show this, but it's a school-wide approach that holds everyone responsible for keeping a positive school climate. Classroom rules will be co-constructed by myself and the students at the beginning of the school year. They will be clear and concise, ensuring each student is responsible to uphold them throughout the year, in the classroom and out. We will also explore the code of conduct in the student agenda. The first month of school will be critical for implementing these rules and developing routines to ensure that day-to-day classroom activities run smoothly. I also plan to prepare the physical environment, ensuring the seating arrangement is accessible for all using arrangements such as clusters or a U-shape. Let's move on to progressive discipline. Progressive discipline is a continuum within a framework and a tiered approach, meaning there is a range of stages to discipline a student. To ensure inclusivity, mitigating circumstances will always be addressed. This means not everyone will receive the same consequence, and the escalation of discipline increases with the crime and number of times the student misbehaves. The progressive discipline process I will use goes as follows. First offense, nonverbal warning. It is important to remind students of the rules we collectively created and hold everyone accountable for following them. Second, talk to the student individually. Third, involve parents or guardians. Send a note home or call. Fourth, send to the office. Principal will intervene. In most extreme intervention cases, a strict discipline program will be enforced. Material to be taught. I plan my lessons according to the Ontario Curriculum Guides for Grade 4, which includes language arts, French, mathematics, science, social studies, the arts, and physical education. Each of these subjects are equally important and will be carefully planned for to suit the needs of all of my students. Please feel free to look over the Grade 4 curriculum on the Ministry of Ontario website. I will send home a newsletter when we begin certain units to keep you in the know and assist your child at home. Homework will not be evaluated. Homework is given for students to practice skills, consolidate knowledge, and prepare for the next class. Its completion will be reflected through the learning skills and work habits portion of the report card. Here is an example of an Ontario curriculum document. My planning, delivery, assessment, and evaluation methods are deeply rooted in the Ministry of Ontario document Growing Success and Learning for All based on Education for All. Planning and delivery. At the beginning of the school year, I collect as much information about each student to develop a class and student profile. This is where I address strengths, needs, interests, and readiness to learn for each student. I use this to plan assessment and instructions. I will also look at the OSR for information early on and take note of their predominant learning style. I can then plan and deliver lessons that not only meet the curriculum expectations, but also engage my students. I differentiate my instruction and delivery to suit the needs of all students. I will do this by differentiating product, process, content, and environment. The key is to have multiple and varied options for each area. My teaching approach is taken from Learning for All. It is called Universal Design for Learning. It focuses on using teaching strategies or pedagogical materials designed to meet special needs to enhance learning for all students, regardless of their age, skills, or situation. I plan to deliver lessons with the modes of perception in mind, addressing the visual, auditory, and tactile learner. I accommodate and modify my lessons for my students based on their needs and IEPs. My practice is derived from growing success. The purpose of this document is to update, clarify, and improve consistency within assessment and evaluation throughout the school board. I plan to measure achievement of my students consistently and assess learning throughout the year as they progress. Let's talk about assessment. Assessment is what the student is learning now. It's the process of gathering information, data, evidence that reflects how well a student is learning the specific curriculum expectations of a grade or course. I collect this data from three sources: conversations, such as conferences, observations, such as from a presentation, and products, such as assignments, tests, portfolios, journals. This is called the triangulation of data. Assessment for learning and as learning is evidence used to program, accommodate, modify, and adjust programming to ensure my students are achieving excellence. Assessment as learning is when students use assessment data to monitor their own growth. And assessment for learning is diagnostic and formative, allowing me to gather evidence of student learning and adjust my program to suit the needs of each student and their learning process. Assessment for learning information supports a teacher in the determination of students' most consistent, most recent level of achievement. Here are two assessment methods, a rubric and anecdotal notes. Let's talk about evaluation or assessment of learning. Assessment of learning focuses on evaluation of how well a student has achieved the overall curriculum expectations. I use the achievement charts from Growing Success to evaluate student work according to the provincial standards. We use a leveled system with the provincial standards set at level 3. The categories of achievement of the achievement chart are knowledge and understanding, thinking and inquiry, communication, and application. Students will not be averaged. I will use their last product and moderated marking to showcase what they score the most. Evaluation is the process of interpretation and judgment. It is reported through the 3 reporting periods through numerical or letter grading. Evaluation communicates how well the student has achieved the overall curriculum expectations for each subject at the end of a period of learning. There are 3 reporting periods. First is the progress report, followed by 2 report cards. The progress report is released in November and deals heavily with learning skills and work habits, and little with academic performance. You will see qualifiers and descriptors like progressing with difficulty, progressing well, or progressing very well. The next 2 report cards are released at the end of January and June, which measure achievement with a letter grade. Learning skills and work habits include responsibility, organization, independent work, collaboration, initiative, and self-regulation. Here is an example of a progress report. Please do not hesitate to contact me with any concerns throughout the school year. I believe in working as a team to ensure your child reaches their full potential and achieves excellence. I will keep close contact with you using the student agenda. This is a great tool for communication, and I urge you to check it on a regular basis for any updates on progress or important information. Safety, inclusion, and equity. My practice is firmly grounded in the Ministry of Education's Accepting Schools Act, which promotes a safe, inclusive, and accepting environment for all students. Promoting caring, safe, and accepting spaces is an important priority of the Toronto District School Board, and it is echoed through my classroom. In 2013, the board adopted comprehensive procedures aimed at establishing a framework to enable, support, and maintain a positive school climate. Bullying is not tolerated in my classroom and in our school, and there will be mandatory consequences. This also includes discrimination and harassment. All students must feel like they belong no matter their gender, sexual orientation, race, or disability. Ontario also takes part in a Bullying Awareness and Prevention Week, which helps to promote safe schools and a positive learning environment. As a class, we will be exploring this topic in language arts to develop our own ways to stand up against bullying. As mentioned earlier, keeping a positive school climate is very important to myself, our school, and the TDSB. This means allowing all students to feel accepted, included, and safe. My practice has been influenced largely by PPM 144, Bullying Prevention and Intervention. It addresses the four kinds of harm: physical, academic, social, and psychological, as well as cyberbullying. Our school, including staff, students, and parents, work together every day to create learning environments that are caring, safe, peaceful, nurturing, positive, and respectful, where all students are able to reach their full potential. The Toronto District School Board's Equity Foundation policy states, "The curriculum of our schools accurately reflects and uses the variety of knowledge of all peoples as the basis for instruction. This provides opportunities for all students to understand the factors that cause inequity in society. All of our students are provided with equitable opportunities to be successful in our school system. The contributions of our diverse community of parents and community groups to our schools are valued and encouraged." My practice reflects the TDSB policies and PPM 119, Equity and Inclusive Education. I will use these guidelines to review and continue to develop, implement, and monitor equity and inclusive education policies that support my students' achievement and well-being. As a class, we will celebrate our differences and learn from each other to enrich our learning experience and demonstrate good citizenship. Thank you very much for your time. I hope this presentation gave you an inside look into what we will be achieving as a class this year, and I cannot wait to get started.